Have you ever wondered why some people rise from nothing while others spend their lives waiting for the perfect chance? Most people believe that starting with no money is the end of their dreams. They see it as a locked door, a barrier too high to climb. But what if I told you that having nothing could be your greatest advantage? Think about it. When you have nothing to lose. You're free from fear of loss because you're already at the bottom. You can only go up from here. That freedom, that raw emptiness, is what fuels the greatest stories of human transformation. History is full of people who began in darkness, people with empty pockets but hearts burning with purpose. They didn't wait for money to appear. They used their hunger as fuel. Their pain became their power. Their struggles became their strategy. Starting with no money forces you to become someone different, someone sharper, someone more resourceful. When life doesn't hand you a comfortable path, you're forced to create your own. And that path builds a version of you that is unbreakable. Because while others depend on what they have, you depend on who you are. And who you are is something no one can ever take away. You see, money is not your foundation. Mindset is. Money is just a tool. But mindset is the blueprint that creates a life. With the right mindset, you can start anywhere and still reach your destination. Without it, you could have millions and still feel like you're lost. When you start with nothing, you discover what truly drives you. You're not working for comfort. You're working for survival, for dignity, for freedom. That kind of hunger creates focus. It strips away your excuses and forces you to grow. There's something powerful that happens when you realize you have nothing to fall back on. Your brain rewires itself. Your senses become sharper. Your determination deepens. Research shows that when people face real scarcity, their problem-solving skills improve. They learn faster. They act faster because they have no safety net. Scarcity, when combined with the right mindset, becomes a gift. It teaches you to think creatively, to take risks others avoid, to work with intensity others can't match. So if you're sitting there thinking that you can't start because you have no money, remember this. Money was never the reason people succeeded. It was their mindset, their belief that they could figure it out, their refusal to sit still while life passed them by. They didn't wait for someone to give them permission. They gave themselves permission to start right where they were with whatever they had. Ask yourself today, what is stopping you from moving forward? Is it really money or is it fear? Because money is just an excuse when your purpose is not clear. When your purpose becomes stronger than your excuses, you will find a way. You will wake up earlier, work harder, learn faster, adapt better. You will turn your pain into energy and your setbacks into comebacks. That is what happens when you decide that nothing will stop you, not even having nothing. You are not here to live a small life waiting for the perfect moment. You are here to rise, to create, to grow into the person you were born to be. And that journey starts today, not tomorrow, not when you finally have enough. It starts the moment you decide that your dreams are worth fighting for, that your goals are worth the struggle, that your life is worth more than waiting for a miracle. You are the miracle. Stay till the end of this video because today you will learn how to use your current situation as the fuel to build your future. You will understand why starting with no money is your hidden advantage. And once you understand that, you will never look at your life the same way again. Because from this moment forward, you will realize that no money is not your limitation. No money is your freedom. And freedom is where true power begins. Let me know when you want the next section scripted in the same intense motivational voice to maintain consistency across your entire video series this week. Or when you realize that starting with nothing is your freedom, a new question begins to rise within you. If money is not your foundation, then what is? The answer is simple. It's you. It's the power hidden inside you that you've ignored for so long. The world tells you that you need resources to start. But what you truly need is to tap into the force that has always lived within you. There is a strength in you that money can't buy, a silent, burning fire that keeps you awake at night, dreaming of a life that feels right. It's the reason you're listening to these words right now, because a part of you knows you are meant for more. A part of you refuses to settle for an average life. That part of you is powerful beyond measure, but power only changes your life when you choose to use it. Inside every human being lies an unbreakable will, the will to survive, the will to fight, the will to rise again and again, no matter how many times life knocks them down. You have felt this will before, in the moments where you thought you couldn't keep going, but somehow you did. In the days when you woke up with nothing but kept moving forward anyway, in the nights when your tears dried and you decided to try one more time, That is your will. That is your power. And it is far greater than any amount of money you could ever have. Research shows that people who face real adversity develop a level of resilience that others can't even imagine. They build adaptive intelligence. They become solution-driven. Their minds sharpen to survive. Their hearts deepen with wisdom. Life teaches them lessons that no course or mentor ever could. If you are starting with nothing, understand this: you are not behind. You are not unworthy. You are being shaped, molded, forged in fire to become someone who can carry greatness with humility and strength. While others depend on their savings, you depend on your spirit. While others lean on their connections, you lean on your determination. While others look for approval, you look for opportunity. This is what sets you apart. This is what makes you unstoppable. Because in a world where everyone is seeking comfort, you are seeking growth. And growth demands discomfort. It demands courage. It demands that you rise each morning and say, no matter what happens today, I will keep going. There is nothing more powerful than a human being who knows their own strength. Not the strength to lift weights or run miles, but the strength to wake up each day and fight for their dreams. The strength to ignore the doubts and keep believing in a future that no one else can see but them. The strength to build themselves piece by piece when everything around them is falling apart. That is real strength. That is the power hidden inside you. You may not see it yet. You may think you're weak because of your failures or your struggles, but the truth is your struggles have not weakened you. They have revealed your strength. Every time you fell and stood back up, you proved to yourself that you have what it takes. Every time you faced rejection but kept moving forward, you became stronger. Every time life closed a door, you found another way in. That is what makes you unstoppable. So today, don't just look at what you don't have. Look at what you do have. You have the ability to wake up earlier than others. You have the choice to work harder when everyone else is sleeping. You have the courage to take risks that others fear. You have the hunger to learn what others ignore. These are your gifts. These are your weapons, and they will take you further than any money ever could. Remember, the greatest battles you will ever fight are not outside you. They are within you. The battle against your doubts, the battle against your fears, the battle against the voice that says you're not good enough. But here is the truth. That voice is lying to you because deep down, you know you are capable of more. You know there is a greatness inside you waiting to be unleashed. All you have to do is believe it and act on it. Today is your day to remember who you are. You are not weak. You are not helpless. You are powerful beyond measure. You have a will that can bend reality to your dreams. You have a heart that refuses to give up. You have a mind that can learn anything you decide to master. And if you choose to tap into this power, there is nothing in this world that can stop you. Stay with this journey because as you awaken the power hidden within you, you will realize that you were never waiting for money. You were waiting to meet yourself, the version of you that doesn't back down, doesn't give up, and doesn't settle for less than what you were born to become. Let me know when you want the third section written in the same unstoppable, psychologically grounded, and deeply resonant tone to maintain powerful consistency for your upcoming uploads this week. When you begin to recognize the power within you, something shifts in the way you see the world. You no longer wait for opportunities to come to you. You create them. And how do you create them? When you have no money, you build skills because skills are the currency that never loses value. Skills are what turn invisible dreams into visible results. Ask yourself right now, what do you truly know how to do? What skill do you carry that could change your life if you used it fully? Maybe you don't have an answer yet. That's not weakness. That's opportunity. Because the truth is, skills are built, not given. Skills can be learned without spending a cent. You have access to knowledge that kings and emperors never dreamed of having. Right now, you are one decision away from learning anything you want. Communication, sales, public speaking, content creation, marketing, leadership, strategy. Every skill you build makes you more valuable to the world. Every skill you build becomes a weapon against your circumstances. When you have no money, skills become your wealth. They are your assets. They are the bricks with which you build your empire. Skills turn your time into value. They turn your ideas into income. They turn your dreams into reality because the world doesn't pay you for what you want. It pays you for what you can do. And the more you can do, the less you will ever depend on money to start. There is no secret to success that is greater than this. Become so skilled that you cannot be ignored. People will tell you that you need money to start a business. But there are people out there who started with nothing but a skill and a phone. They learned how to speak, how to market, how to sell, how to solve problems, and the world rewarded them for it. Because skills create value, and value attracts money. That is the truth most people ignore. They keep thinking about what they don't have instead of building what they can control. You see, the greatest investment you will ever make is not in stocks or real estate. It's in yourself, in your mind, in your abilities. Because money can be lost, markets can crash, but skills remain with you forever. They grow as you grow. They multiply as you use them. They give you confidence that no external validation can provide. When you know you can create value, you walk into every room differently. You speak differently. You carry yourself with quiet power because deep down, you know that no matter where life places you, you can rise. Imagine the freedom of knowing that if you lost everything today, you could build it back. That kind of power doesn't come from what you own. It comes from what you've learned and who you've become. That is why skills matter more than money, because skills build character. They build discipline. They build focus. And those traits are what sustain success when money finally comes. So right now, stop asking how much money you need to start. Start asking, what can I learn today that will make me better tomorrow? That question will take you further than any loan or investment ever could. Because as you build skills, you build confidence. As you build confidence, you take action. As you take action, you create results. And results attract opportunities that money alone could never buy you. Understand this truth deeply. The world is full of people with money but no skills, and people with skills but no money. In the end, those with skills will always win. Because money without skills runs out. But skills without money will always find a way to create it. That is the reality of life. That is why your focus today should not be on what you lack, but on what you can build. Every hour you spend learning is an hour invested in your future freedom. Every skill you build is a silent promise to yourself that you will never be helpless again. And that promise builds a life of dignity, strength, and unbreakable self-belief. When you know what you can do, no one can make you feel small. No rejection can destroy you. No failure can break you. Because you carry within you a wealth that the world cannot see, but will always need. So stand up today with the decision to build your skills, to become the kind of person who can walk into any situation and create value. Because value is what moves the world. Value is what turns dreams into plans and plans into reality. Skills are not just a way to earn money. They are a way to take your power back from the world that told you you're nothing without money. You are not powerless. You are not behind. You are at the perfect starting point to build skills that will change everything about your future. Do not waste this moment wondering when you'll get your big break. Your skills are your big break. Build them, master them, and use them to create a life that no one can take from you. That is the way forward. That is the way to rise when you have nothing but your will and your mind. Let me know when you are ready for the next powerful section, and I will continue this script series to maintain unstoppable psychological momentum for your channel this week. When you start building skills, something else begins to happen within you. You begin to realize that you have far more resources than you ever thought. It's not just about skills, it's about leveraging what you already have. People spend their lives focusing on what's missing, while the greatest achievers focus on what's available. Look around you right now. You may think you have nothing, but you have time. Or you have energy. You have the internet. You have your voice. You have your story. You have experiences that taught you lessons no textbook ever could. These are assets that no money can buy. Most people waste these gifts because they're too busy feeling sorry for what they lack. But when you begin to leverage what you have, you unlock doors that were invisible before. You have a phone in your hand that can connect you to millions of people. You have access to free platforms that can share your message with the world. You have knowledge that someone out there is desperate to learn. You have insights, struggles, and victories that can inspire others or solve their problems. But none of these things matter if you keep them locked inside you. Stop waiting for permission to use what you have. No one is coming to tell you that you're ready. You decide when you're ready. You decide when you will stand up and use your gifts. Some people started businesses with just their phone camera and their voice. Others built brands by sharing their journey openly with honesty and courage. They didn't wait for the perfect logo or the perfect website. They just started because they knew that progress is better than perfection. Action is better than planning without end. And consistency is more powerful than sudden bursts of motivation. Right now, there is someone out there making moves with half the resources you have. The only difference is they stopped saying, I can't, and started asking, how can I? That question changes your life. Because when you ask how, your brain starts working for you instead of against you. It starts looking for solutions instead of excuses. It starts seeing opportunities instead of problems. That is the mindset that transforms lives. You need to understand that the world owes you nothing. It will not hand you success just because you want it, but it will respond to your effort, your creativity, and your consistency. If you don't have money, use time. If you don't have connections, use social platforms. If you don't have education, use free knowledge online. If you don't have confidence, start anyway, and confidence will grow through action, because action is the seed from which confidence grows. There is no shame in starting small. There is only shame in staying small when you know you're capable of more. Every great brand, every powerful leader, every inspiring entrepreneur started small. They used what they had and improved along the way. They didn't wait for someone to give them a chance. They created their own chances by showing up every single day. That is what leverage looks like. It is taking what you have and multiplying it with your effort, your focus, and your creativity. Look at your life right now. What are you underestimating? What gift are you ignoring because it doesn't look glamorous enough? Maybe it's your ability to listen to others deeply. Maybe it's your way with words. Maybe it's your persistence that never gives up. These are assets that can build businesses, build communities, build legacies, but only if you choose to use them. Stop comparing your beginning to someone else's middle. Everyone you admire today started where you are now. The difference is they didn't let their limitations define them. They let their limitations drive them. That is the choice you must make today. Will you let what you don't have hold you back, or will you use what you have to push forward? Remember this truth deeply. Success is not about having everything lined up perfectly before you start. It's about starting where you are with what you have and building as you go. Because clarity comes through action, not before it. You cannot think your way into a successful life. You act your way into it step by step, day by day, decision by decision. You are far more powerful than you think. You are sitting on gifts you haven't even unwrapped yet. Your experiences, your pain, your resilience, your hunger, these are all tools waiting for you to use them. Life will not reward you for what you know. It rewards you for what you do with what you know. So today, look at yourself in the mirror and make a decision to leverage everything you have, a decision to stop waiting for the perfect time, a decision to create your own time, your own luck, your own opportunities. Because the truth is simple. You already have everything you need to start. All you have to do now is decide to use it. That decision alone can change the entire direction of your life. And once you take that step, you will realize that you were never as powerless as you thought. You were always powerful beyond measure. You just needed to act on it. Or once you decide to use what you already have, another truth begins to reveal itself to you. Discipline becomes the bridge between your abilities and your dreams. You may have skills, gifts, ideas, and potential, but without discipline, none of it will ever transform into real success. Discipline is what separates those who only wish from those who achieve. It is the invisible force that builds unbreakable people. Discipline is doing what you promised yourself long after the feeling in which you made that promise has left. It is showing up even on the days you feel tired, uninspired, and defeated. It is waking up before the sun not because you want to, but because your dreams deserve that sacrifice. Discipline is choosing growth over comfort, clarity over distraction, and long-term rewards over short-term pleasure. It is the ultimate act of self-respect. There is no greatness without discipline. You can have the most beautiful goals in the world, but if your habits do not align with them, those goals will remain nothing more than words in your mind. The world is full of people with dreams, but very few are disciplined enough to turn them into reality, because discipline requires you to become someone new. It demands that you kill the old version of yourself. The one who procrastinates, who makes excuses, who gives up at the first sign of discomfort. Discipline is painful, but that pain is the price of freedom. The pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts a lifetime. Every day you avoid what you know you should do, you build regret. Every day you choose comfort over growth, you build regret. Every day you allow distractions to control your mind, you build regret. But every day you choose discipline, you build power. You build confidence. You build a mind that no challenge can break. Imagine what your life would look like if you became unbreakable in your discipline. If you decided today that nothing and no one could stop you from showing up for your goals, that no emotion, no setback, no distraction could pull you away from your mission. Imagine the respect you would gain for yourself. Because discipline is not about impressing others. It is about earning your own respect. It is about looking in the mirror at the end of each day and knowing you lived in alignment with who you want to become. This is the mindset that forges greatness. When you're starting with no money, discipline becomes your greatest competitive advantage. While others sleep in, you work. While others waste hours on their phones, you build skills. While others complain, you execute. While others talk about their plans, you quietly put in the work to bring yours to life. That is how ordinary people achieve extraordinary things. Not through luck, not through connections, but through relentless, disciplined effort. Every person you admire for their success carries one common trait: they mastered discipline. They did not always feel motivated, but they acted anyway. They did not always see results immediately, but they trusted the process. They did not allow emotions to dictate their consistency. They created their habits with precision, and their habits created their results. This is the secret no one wants to hear, because it is not glamorous. It is not exciting. It is raw, quiet, repetitive work, but it is the work that builds empires. If you can master your mind, you can master your life. If you can discipline your thoughts, your behaviors will follow. And if your behaviors align with your highest goals every single day, success becomes inevitable. Not because the world suddenly becomes easy, but because you become unstoppable. That is what discipline creates within you. The certainty that no matter what happens, you will keep moving forward. Today, promise yourself this: I will no longer be a prisoner to my feelings. I will no longer let excuses define my day. I will no longer delay the life I know I am meant to live. I will become disciplined in my actions, disciplined in my thoughts, disciplined in my words, because the disciplined version of me is the version that will change everything. It will not be easy. Your mind will resist. Your body will crave comfort. The people around you will not understand your commitment. But remember, your dreams are not their responsibility. They are yours. And your discipline is proof that you are serious about making them real. When you feel weak, remind yourself why you started. When you feel tired, remind yourself where you are going. When you feel tempted to quit, remind yourself who you promised to become. Discipline is the highest form of self-love. It is loving yourself enough to do what is hard today so you can have what is beautiful tomorrow. It is loving yourself enough to refuse the lies of comfort and embrace the truth of growth. And it is only through this discipline that you will rise from nothing to everything you've ever dreamed of becoming. Because discipline builds the life that motivation only dreams about. When you build discipline into your life, something else awakens within you. You begin to understand that results do not come from wishing or hoping. They come from action, relentless, daily, unbreakable action. Action that doesn't wait for motivation. Action that doesn't need validation. Action that moves with silent strength, knowing that every small step compounds into greatness over time. Action is the cure for fear. It is the cure for doubt. It is the cure for every voice in your head telling you that you are not enough. Because when you act, you silence those voices with evidence. You prove to yourself that you are not here to merely exist. You are here to create, to build, to rise above every limitation that ever tried to hold you down. Most people think they need clarity before they take action. But the truth is, clarity comes from action. You learn by doing. You grow by trying. You build confidence by showing up when you are uncertain. Waiting to feel ready is the fastest way to die with your potential still inside you. Because ready is a lie your mind tells you to protect you from discomfort. But discomfort is where your future lives. You will never become the person you dream of being if you keep waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment does not exist. The perfect moment is the one you decide to create right now with what you have from where you are. Your first step does not need to be impressive. It just needs to be taken. Because every action you take sends a message to your mind that you are serious about this life. Every action you take builds momentum, and momentum is the most powerful force you can create for yourself. Do not underestimate small actions. The greatest victories in life are built upon invisible habits, silent repetitions, and private decisions no one ever sees. The world will only see your results. They will call you lucky. They will call you gifted. But you will know the truth. You will know the days you woke up early when no one was watching. You will know the nights you stayed up learning when others were out escaping their reality. You will know the times you kept moving forward when every part of you wanted to quit. That is what action looks like. Quiet, consistent, relentless. There is a power in doing things without announcing them. When you keep your actions private, you protect your energy from doubt, criticism, and noise. You build silently and let your success make the noise later. because your results are your voice in this world. They speak louder than your words ever could. They show the world what you are capable of, without explanation, without justification. Action is the bridge between your thoughts and your reality. Without action, your ideas remain nothing more than fantasies. They may comfort you for a while, but eventually unfulfilled potential becomes the heaviest burden to carry. Regret is what happens when you choose comfort over action. It is the pain of knowing you could have done more, been more, created more, but you allowed fear or laziness or excuses to hold you back. Decide today that you will not live with that regret. Decide today that you will act on your dreams with a sense of urgency, because your life is not infinite. Every day you waste is a day you can never reclaim. Every day you take action, no matter how small, you move closer to the life you want. Action transforms dreams into plans and plans into results. It is the most powerful proof of your commitment to yourself. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to hand you your dreams. That is your responsibility alone. And that is the greatest gift life gives you, the power to create yourself through action. You do not need to beg for opportunities when you create opportunities through relentless effort. You do not need to chase people's approval when your results speak for themselves. When you choose action over fear, you begin to separate yourself from the crowd. Most people will never act. They will talk about their dreams for years without ever taking the first step. Do not be most people. Be the one who acts. Be the one who shows up every single day, driven by a vision so strong that no failure can break it. Because action makes you powerful. Action makes you confident. Action makes you unstoppable. You're not here to live a life of silent suffering, hoping for luck to find you. You are here to build the life you want through disciplined, purposeful, fearless action. That is the truth you must carry with you from this moment forward. Your dreams are waiting for you to act. Your future is waiting for you to act. The life you know you deserve is waiting for you to act. And the only question left to ask is, will you? When you realize that action is the force that shapes your life, you begin to understand another unbreakable truth. Consistency is what turns your actions into achievements. It is easy to take action once. Anyone can be motivated for a day. But true power lies in doing what is required, not for a day, not for a week, but for as long as it takes. Consistency is the silent engine that builds empires, transforms health, masters skills, and unlocks the life you have imagined in your deepest dreams. Consistency is doing it even when it's boring, even when no one claps for you, even when progress is invisible and the world thinks you're wasting your time. Consistency is showing up for your goals like it's your only option, because in reality, it is. There is no shortcut, no secret hack, no magic formula. There is only disciplined, consistent work. And that is why so few ever reach their highest potential, because most people want quick results. They want to sow seeds today and harvest tomorrow. But life does not work that way. Our nature does not work that way. You must water your goals daily. You must feed them with effort, patience, and focus. Understand this deeply. Every day you stay consistent, you build self-trust. You prove to yourself that your words mean something, that your promises to yourself are not empty. This is how you build an unbreakable mindset. When you trust yourself, you stop needing motivation from others. You stop needing validation because you know who you are. You know that if you say you will do it, it will get done. That is the foundation of confidence that no external praise can ever replace. Consistency also creates mastery. Repetition is the mother of all skills. If you want to become irreplaceable in this world, if you want to become valuable beyond measure, master something. And mastery only comes through consistent practice. It is not about natural talent. It is about relentless refinement. It is about doing it so many times that it becomes a part of who you are. That is what creates greatness, not dabbling in 100 things, but committing to one thing with ruthless focus until you become exceptional at it. Most people quit when it gets hard. Most people give up when results take longer than they hoped. But the few who keep going, who remain consistent despite the silence, despite the setbacks, despite the pain, they become legends in their field. They become leaders. They become the people others look to for inspiration, because consistency is rare, and what is rare becomes valuable. You must decide today that you will become consistent in everything that matters to you. Not perfect, not flawless, just consistent, because perfection is a lie that keeps you paralyzed. Consistency is the truth that sets you free. It is better to do it imperfectly every day than to wait for the perfect day that never comes. Small steps taken every day are more powerful than massive steps taken occasionally. That is how mountains are moved, books are written, bodies are transformed, businesses are built, and dreams are realized. When you wake up tomorrow, you will have two choices: to continue doing what you have always done and remain where you are, or to show up with discipline and take consistent action towards the life you truly want. Understand that no one will force you to be consistent. Life will let you drift if you choose to drift, but life will also reward you if you choose to stay loyal to your vision, to your goals, to your future self. Every day you remain consistent, you move closer to freedom. Freedom from fear, freedom from doubt, freedom from the limitations you once believed were permanent. Consistency is how you rewire your mind. It is how you replace old habits with new ones. It is how you change your identity from someone who dreams to someone who achieves, because your habits are who you become. Your routines are the architecture of your destiny. And your daily choices are writing the story of your life, whether you realize it or not. You do not need to have it all figured out to stay consistent. You just need to keep moving, adjust along the way, learn as you go, but never stop. Never surrender your momentum for comfort, because comfort is a liar. It tells you that you are safe where you are, but in reality, it robs you of your growth, your potential, and your future. Remember this every morning. Consistency will not always feel good. It will not always be exciting, but it will always be worth it, because the results you desire, the life you envision, the person you wish to become are all waiting for you on the other side of consistency. So keep showing up, keep working in silence, keep pushing forward, no matter how small the step. Because in the end, it is not what you do once in a while that changes your life. It is what you do every single day. Let me know when you are ready for the final concluding crescendo section to complete this full transformational script in your signature high-impact motivational video style for tomorrow's production schedule.